Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Capital Curling Center, home of the Potomac Curling Club and the 15th annual Cherry Blossom Bonspiel. Today, it's Sunday afternoon. The Drambuie has been drank, so we know what that means. It's time for the event finals. The feature sheet is the A event final. We have one team from Potomac, the core called Peel and Replace. The lineup is Gilad Kempenich throwing lead. The second is Brian Darenheim. The vice is Courtney Shaw, and the skip is Melvin Shaw. Their opponents today come from the Chesapeake Curling Club, skipped by Link Hefner. Vice is Patty Hefner. The second is Rob Young, and the lead is Brian Walker. All right, so we will get the action started pretty shortly. Of course, we have three other games going on, the BCD and event finals. We'll keep you guys posted on those as they hang the scores. Before we get to that, I'd like to introduce my colleague at the 8-foot folding table, the one, the only, the better, Jimmy Fallon. Welcome, Jimmy.
Why, thank you, Joe. Yes. As you said, the other Jimmy Fallon. Funnier, better at curling, the whole deal. You're in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen.
Hooray! All right, so let's, Gilad's going to be throwing the lead stones for Shaw. Before he does that, let's rattle off the other events going on sheets A, C, and D. In the B event on sheet C, we have the Roberts Rink from Pittsburgh. They're going to be going up against Bob Purcell and his team from Potomac. On the C event, this is going to be on sheet A, the Arnold Rink, all the way from the St. Paul Curling Club, and they're going to be taking on Ken Cato and his team from Triangle. And then on the D event, we have a matchup of Michael Dobbs from Potomac Curling Club, and he's going to be taking on TJ Burkett from Columbus. That being said, the first rock is away for Mr. Kempenich, and we are off in the 2017 Cherry Blossom Finals.
And what a wild ride it will be.
I'd expect nothing less. I'd expect nothing less.
Pretty good.
Whoop. I'm going to test some volume.
I was like, when is it going to happen? Volume. I'm always going to snap. I mean, that looks like his picture. Got to be forward. Probably a little slow.
How's that?
All right, let's see. I just want to make sure all those curling fans out there hear all of my witty banter. You know, that would be a shame if they missed it.
We can't let your witty banter go to waste. Jimmy. We all know this. There we go. I think we're sitting pretty good right now.
All right, now we're going to give you some good camera angles here, everyone. Let's get that going.
Come on. We got it. That's it. Great shot. I got to bring it over. 9.5's fine. Yep. I think it'll go pretty straight.
Alrighty, friends. So the first two rocks have been thrown. We're going to be trading some hits right now. Here goes Gilad with his second rock and end number 1.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Dustin. Thank you for tuning in to the web stream.
Good day.
All right, here goes Gilad with rock number 2 in end number 1 again in the 2017 Cherry Blossom Finals. It's 5 out of 5 there. Nice little roll into the deep in the 12-foot. So I believe I introduced the team that is throwing yellow rocks is from Chesapeake. The first half of the team is from Chesapeake. The second half, Lincoln Patty Hefner actually curl out of Plainfield Curling Club.
Yep. Hard.
This has been a bonspiel that's, I think, featured teams from, let's see, we have 26 out-of-town teams from, I want to say 15 different clubs. So a nice diverse group of clubs represented here. We had teams from Minnesota, Wisconsin, Ontario, Houston, Dallas, Pittsburgh, Triangle, and Durham. We had one player coming back, used to be a member of Potomac, who was stationed in Frankfurt, Germany, and she came back here to play. So it's been really nice to see. Lots of new faces, but still some faces who keep coming back. Nice balance of what you'd like to see for a bonspiel.
Hard sweep call for Melvin here. Let's see.
Ryan!
Made the hit. All right.
Should thank his sweepers on that one.
Yeah, all right.
So we are going to have a third member behind the 8-foot folding table. TV's the lovely Catherine Koslick. How are you, Catherine?
Oh, I'm doing well. How are you, Joe?
I just got better now that you got on the mic.
Yes! Whoa!
So, Catherine, you've been playing in this tournament. Anything you'd like to comment or share about how things have been playing? Ice conditions?
Oh, gosh. Well, it's been fantastic. Yesterday was a little bit tricky. We were on sheet A, and it was so warm that I couldn't even stand on the wall side because it was so hot. You would just go down the sheet, and it was like there was a heater.
Yes. Yesterday was a lovely day in the DC area here, so a great day to be holed up
like
indoors curling all day.
78 degrees, I think.
Yeah, it got up to a balmy. The highest I saw was 47 degrees in the ice shed. And that is roasting. I thought I actually broke a sweat while I was nipping.
Yeah, I don't think I had to wear my jacket or my hat most of the game. So.
I mean, glad to see it happening sometime, Joe. Lord knows you don't when you're sweeping. I've seen that, you know. Joe is my skip in our Wednesday night league, and I tell you, we don't make him sweep nearly enough.
No.
That's okay. The perks of being a skip, I suppose.
The perk of being a skip.
Oh, a singular, yes,
I
okay.
love to sweep.
So here was Brian Darenheim's rock. It looked like you're just going to try to draw that puppy into the house. And something's in the way. I think it's going to try to sweep that out the back, but I think it's going to barely stick around, acting as both a tripping hazard and a scoring rock.
Yeah. It was very fast out there.
Was it?
I played on B, yeah. Sadly, outcome was not in our favor, but that means I get to be behind the table.
That means you get to be behind the table, exactly.
It's a bonus all the way.
Yes. It's a lot less strenuous.
I don't know.
Oh, well then.
Who's the color commentator?
Sounds like we were going to challenge her pretty well, Jimmy.
Well, I'm still on my first beer of the game, so that role could shift as
as you get further into it. We got Cheryl, Vic, and Russ behind the table.
All right.
Which one are we there?
Draw into the house there. All right.
Would you think you're more Vic or Russ? I don't know. That's a tough call. I'll go with Vic. I'm going to go Vic. Yeah.
I think Vic. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Good,
All right. All righty, Courtney Shaw now with her first rock and in number one. She's just going to try to play a simple hit here on the rock thrown by Rob Young.
And while we're assigning roles, Joe, I'm just going to take Al Michaels personally, because I know I'm going to at least yell, "Do you believe in miracles?" at some point during this.
Oh,
spiel,
no doubt. I'd like to see in the spirit of the NCAA curling in the NCAA men's basketball tournament. I'd like to see a make shot and maybe do some early onions. Onions.
No, usually at one point in any game, Vic will say, "Do you think they're trying just a little too hard?"
Like,
oh, for sure.
Is that
Absolutely.
a thing? So what's the call here? What do we have? A draw? Draw to the side, it looks like.
I mean, the end's shaping up. I would bet the farm are going to have a blank at this end if everything goes as planned. But let's see what happens. Here goes Patty Hefner with her first rock in end number one.
Yes!
I'm expecting this to be a pretty fantastic game. We have, I'd say, two relatively similar teams. We've got some top-level sweepers out on the ice. We've got the experienced female skips and two wily skips with facial hair.
Well, we had to play the Shaws last night, and believe me, it was a really, really close game.
It was, yeah. I caught the tail end of that.
On top, yeah.
They had another close game against Michael Dobbs too, stealing one in the ninth to get that game with you two. Courtney's just going to play a nice soft hit here.
It's always fun but sad at the same time to play some of your best friends. Especially if you potentially knock them into a different event.
I mean, the victory of beating the opponents is always overcompensates.
It does.
I feel
it
like
does.
as long as you pull out the win,
It
it's
suits
it's
me.
fine. So
You're right,
yeah, it's
yeah.
good. It's a pain I can live with, though.
Yeah, exactly. I could put up with it.
All right.
Link Hefner is going to try to call the exact same shot that Patty threw with her first one. Just throw another draw.
I see Joe has informed our viewers of who all's on the mics here.
Yes.
Joe, Jim, and Catherine on the 1s and 2s.
Woo!
Delivering your
Hello.
Sunday morning mix here.
Yes!
It's floating behind the tee line. I think it's going to stick around, though. Even Melvin's going to try his hardest to get it out.
Yep.
And we're now biting 8 foot.
Didn't
Yellow
quite
sit
try
one.
hard enough, apparently. That's all right. That's okay.
You know, when you're the skip, you just get lazy
Yeah.
back there. I mean, come on.
I mean, clearly, if I was sweeping that, it would have just touched the tee line because I don't sweep enough. That's what we've already been told.
No, you got skills. You would have swept that to the moon and back, I think. So, yeah.
Oh, Jimmy. Great chemistry behind the booth here, everybody. I'll tell you what.
I have to say, though, the Broomhead controversy, and that has completely improved my sweeping technique over the last year and a half.
Has it now?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know if it's the hardline brooms or what, but
It's a quality product. There's no denying that.
oh, I love it.
Speaking of quality products, here goes Melvin Shaw with his first rock. And number 1. He's going to try to take that rock out that Patty just threw. And he will be successful, but he will roll out. And we still have that one little biter in the back 12 as the only rock that's counting right now.
I'm surprised they're not going for it with this rock, but keep a clean house, maintain hammer, but nope. Looks like they're maybe drawn in.
Interesting.
See if we can bring the far ambient mic up. But I've been hearing a lot more over on sheet C, so this may be a colossal failure.
Yeah, I hear Seymour.
For anyone who has watched events on the web stream at Potomac Curling Club, we do have the option for the skips or at least one player on a team to wear mics.
Oh, man. I would have worn a mic.
They were declined.
Oh,
You
okay.
have a mic. You have a lovely, lovely
right
headset.
Now I do.
Oh,
I've
we
been
got
on
a
ice.
question from Frank Kemper asking about what other teams are on other sheets.
Excellent
here.
question, Frank. So on sheet D in the D event is Michael Dobbs. And on sheet C is Bob Purcell in the C event.
Yeah, Jeremy and I played with Bob and Enrique last year and won the 4th event.
You
so,
did, that's
yeah,
right.
We're kind of
You guys had a real nail biter in that semifinal
I know.
A event, if my memory serves me right, too.
yeah.
I remember Bob made a peach of a shot, and then who was it? It was Dave Wagenheim from Ardsley who
Yeah.
countered with it.
Yep.
He was on sheet D.
Yep. we
Yeah.
were on D.
There's something really important I'm supposed to remember instead, but it actually instead is just a event semifinal game from a Bonspiel that happened over a year ago.
Just lots of
Oh,
shots,
what?
right?
Oh, wow.
Ooh, a costly
Big
miss there
mistake.
for Link.
Oh, no.
So Melvin's
Very
just going to
heavy
throw
drop.
one top house.
Yep.
I think 12 foot would be ideal. Biter would be ideal. Make it hard for this come around guard and make it hard for the double. Catherine, you were making the point the ice is pretty quick. So I
Yes.
think Link just wasn't able to adjust. Remember, these teams have only... Some other teams on, let's see, sheets C and D have already played a game this morning.
Right.
Sheet B was playing last night at 10:15.
Well, for example, the rock that we Gabe's last rock that we overswept, it just went a little bit too far, so we couldn't take 2 to tie. Was a 4,
Aha.
and it sailed into the back 8.
Brian and Gallad are working really hard to get this, and I think they're going to. That's a great shot by Melvin.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Sitting 2.
Well, hopefully Link found some draw weight there after being a little heavy on the first one, but just has to barely touch 8. So
by definition, he has backing, but of course, if he sits on it, it's still going to sit 1 for Melvin.
Yeah.
So that rock position was really nice by Melvin. Nice throw. That was a team shot there. Great weight call by Brian and Gilad watching it go down. And yeah, Link's got to think hard about it. He's got 8 feet of house to work with, so this would be a draw for a single.
It's crazy, but sometimes that just doesn't seem like enough.
Doesn't, but that's about 50 square feet of house for him to aim for, Joe, for all you math nerds out there. So, yeah. Nice little area for him to shoot for. Yeah.
I am completely outclassed on that factor with the two of you. I know.
Oh, you're talking to the physics teacher and the aviation expert.
Yeah.
Pilots.
I'm just a humble bureaucrat.
Did you say bureaucrat?
He did. Cheers to that.
Yes.
Yes.
I never knew I could make a living doing such things.
You and your quote science. Oh, well, let's.
Oh yeah, there's rocks.
There's some
going on.
curling going on. This is the hammer from end number 1. Again, Link is just looking for a single here. All he needs to get is 8 foot or better.
Yeah,
Oh, Link.
Oh no!
It is drifting.
Hangs on
I
to
think
only
it
get
hangs-
red 1.
Only red 1.
Wow.
Wow.
Crazy.
Okay, so that concludes the first end. That's going to be a steal of 1 for the Shaw rink.
Yep.
While we're talking scoreboard, we have a scoring update on sheet A. Cue fantastic sound effect.
Woo.
There we go. Perfect.
I don't know what that was, but
You know, we'll take it. It's a steal of 2 in end number 1 for Ken Cato and his rink out of the Triangle Curling Club.
I mean, we did not discuss that beforehand, that I need to have some sound effects on deck. So, all right. Well,
all right.
now I know. All right. You'll
And-
get some better ones next time, folks. Don't worry. So, Melvin, calling for the ever-popular center guard.
looks like somebody left half their gripper behind the house here, like behind Melvin.
How do you leave half of a gripper
I don't
somewhere?
know. It's-
There is a-
well,
you're-
there's a huge piece of rubber on the ice.
Captain, that is a good call. There was a huge chunk of something out there.
Yeah. They
And
caught
Link's
it,
gonna-
so.
All right, ladies and gents, we're having a little bit of difficulty with one of our cameras, but we'll give you some good footage here. Don't worry. All the curling action you could ever want. And probably a little more.
Probably
There's that team chemistry again, right?
Guys are on point today. Awesome.
Yeah, we've curled enough together to know. We'll just be finishing each other's sentences
I've
by
actually
end number
curled
3.
with both of you guys.
Yeah,
you know?
that's right.
So we're a good team. We're a team.
We
here.
are. So Galad's guard is actually going to wind up being a draw into the 8 foot, and Link is going to hit that guy out. But unsuccessfully, he's going to touch it, rub it over to the center, but no dice. So now Melvin's going to sit 1, middle of 4 foot, and going to try that center line guard again.
They didn't take mics, so there is no audience.
Melvin likes the line here for Galad's second stone
He's
and end
gonna
number
do a
2.
guard, right?
Yes,
2,
he is
3.
calling a guard. As that slowly comes to rest, I'll mention we have a scoring update on sheet D. No one did anything. It's a blank.
It's a blank. That is an update.
Yes. So that is the Michael Dobbs ring from Potomac against TJ Burkett all the way from Columbus. That is a D event final. And the score is 0-0. Or 0-0. if you will. This is Brian Walker with his second rock, trying to double him out. He gets the one, and he gets the two. Nice shot there by Brian. I think Jimmy and Catherine and I know that would not have happened last year.
No.
So we can thank our lucky stars for these lovely new rocks that we're playing with. Straight from Wales.
Joe, are you going to have your name on a rock?
I haven't done it yet, so I think I've ran out of time.
I don't
but
know.
I don't.
think there were
I
still
haven't done
some
it yet.
left.
Yeah,
All right.
I haven't done it yet.
So Jeremy and I, that was our wedding present to each other. We're the yellow 7 and 8 on A.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
That's a nice. And Brian's shot is a nice as well.
That's nice.
Center line hit. Second end here looking as clean as the first. Link is just going to hit this rock out of play. This is Rob Young, the second for Chesapeake / Plainfield. And he is successful. It's going to roll over to the, it's going to stick around and bite the top 12. Melvin liked it so much, he wants to get rid of it.
Good call.
So, Catherine, did you play the team from Four Seasons, or were you on the ice with them with their custom job shoes?
Well, so I saw the shoes. We
Yeah.
never played against the shoes.
Yes.
They were a bit distracting, actually.
That I wanted to get an idea of what someone who was actually on the ice thought of them. That was the kind of the consensus in the warm room
I
as
don't
well.
love them. I'm kind of against them.
Okay.
actually.
All right. So I'm sure you'll be writing a furious letter to USA Curling
Oh, right, exactly.
to
Like,
please add in the rule
no
book,
lighted
no glowing
shoes.
shoes. You know, I never thought I'd say that sentence earlier in the week, but here we are.
You know, this is what happens at the end of a Bonspiel.
I will say at the Bonspiel I was at last weekend, despite not visibly seeing any glitter, somehow there was some on the ice, and we were sweeping it up with our broom. So
Wow.
I guess that's
What Bonspiel were you at
ever-present
last
danger of a
weekend?
gay Bonspiel in Ottawa, Canada.
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah, there you go.
Did you guys fly up there?
We did, yes.
Nice.
We went 1-3, so that means yes, we won a game in Canada.
That's
So I will take that.
awesome.
You, when you played it last year, I think this is an improvement from last season, if my
That
memory
is
serves me
certainly one win is certainly an improvement over 0 wins, Joe. You're correct.
right. See? Now,
Well,
now
so you
who's
just
doing
have
the
to
science
go,
and
you
math?
know,
Huh?
you have to attend 4 times.
Huh? Yeah.
And then you will be winning.
That's right. By the 6th year, you guys will be winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
That is how it
I
works.
can hope it works like
Yes,
that. But,
We were talking on the web stream on Draw 2, where we had Loudmouth golf pants on 3 of the 4 sheets. So we were discussing a lot of the fashion that we've seen so far at this tournament, and it's been, some of them have been pretty sharp. I would think it would be
pretty
safe to say,
sharp,
though,
Joe.
it's understood, Catherine. Yours is just implied. We
That's
know you're going
true.
to look good every time you get on the ice.
Thanks.
But
nice hit there.
Nice
If it
hit.
sticks
Great.
around.
Oh,
And-
just off, I think.
Just
Yeah.
from our vantage point, from our non-corrected overhead and cameras that are about 46 years old, I think it's out. So who knows? But what I was getting at here with the pants is, Jimmy, how was the pants at your Bonspiel? A lot of loudmouth, a lot of good stuff.
Not so much loudmouth, but yes, there was good fashion going.
Fantastic,
As one could
fantastic,
expect.
and hope. I would have been disappointed if you would have said otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, I did bust out my mesh shirt for the Sunday game, so that's always a good time. So.
Oh, with that last weekend?
Yes.
I think that would have been, from what I've been hearing, that would have been
Wow.
perfect to wear at this when it was so warm out on the ice.
That would have been probably a good thing, yeah.
Feels like you're wearing nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Oh, goodness.
I cannot believe it took us an end and a half, Jimmy, for you and I to do some Simpsons reference. That could be one. I think the over-under is 15 by the time we're done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that is what the mute button on your computer is for.
If anyone's noticed, we haven't said anything about the status of Sheet C. They are well through their second end, but nobody's hung a score. So once they hang the score, we will relay that information to you.
Actually, who started with hammer? Because they didn't even put the hammer
I'm
up
not going
there.
to get up and count the rocks. I'm watching Sheet B here.
Yep.
High
Well,
fly
that's
and
your
low
job,
score
Joe.
and blanks. You bet.
2.
Oh, that is some low-res web streaming we have going on. I hope the people at home are seeing a little better than
I'd be
we're
curious
seeing
if
here.
somebody would let us know.
While Patty gets ready to throw her rock, there is a scoring update. I think they heard me through the glass. That was 2 for the Pittsburgh rink in end number 1. I don't know if it was a steal or without or with the hammer because they didn't hang the hammer up either.
Nope.
Vice Skips failing miserably at their job over in that game. But, you know, there goes the 1, and definitely no debate now if that rock is in or out of the house. So, pretty nice shot there by Patty Hefner. She's going to sit 1 at the top 12 on the center line, forcing Melvin to play the hit.
Speaking of scores, Joe, you reminded me that I didn't enter one in for the first end. So there we
Oh,
go. Yeah.
okay.
All right. Wow, Jimmy is sleeping on his job.
Boy, that quarter of a beer really is just hitting me hard. Oh, my.
All right, here is Mr. Melvin Shaw, the skip for peel and replace. Topical.
Yeah.
Throwing his first rock in end number 2.
Some dissension among the
Yeah.
Shaw household on the sweeping for that one. So,
How is that different from usual?
yeah.
2 of my best friends. I love them. And I love playing with them.
Good save, Catherine. Good save.
Oh, they know it.
Yes, I know.
They're well aware.
We've all played with them.
Exactly.
All right, so this is going to be virtually an instant replay of Melvin's shot, just throwing a hit on the red rock in the center. Well, I guess, you know, if you were watching this in black and white, then it would be an instant replay. But
Yeah. Or an extremely low-res video.
Yeah, right. I know.
Then,
Our
yeah.
computer doesn't look great. I hope people are seeing a better quality. Of
I have been briefed that this is exactly what we're seeing is what they're seeing.
I see. Yeah, my husband is
Yes.
shaking his head.
Yes. So
That's
don't
sad. I'm
adjust your
sorry.
knobs on your televisions, everybody.
Knobs on your television?
That's what it looks. Well, that's what, the point is that's what it looks like.
Joe's TV is from 1970.
The picture's from 1970. Yes.
Wood grain.
Yes. It's got a couple of copies of TV Guide sitting right on top
Do you
of
have
it.
an
man.
antenna? Rabbit ears?
Wrapped in foil. It works that
Yes.
way.
Which doubles as a receiver for SETI.
See, the original line was a joke, and then it turned into let's rip on Joe.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, I can take that. The point is the picture could be a lot better.
We
I
apologize
think we all
for
agree
the
on that.
quality of the picture.
Catherine and Jimmy, I'd like to make a point that my mother is watching this game. Thank you,
Fantastic.
Mater.
Oh, hi, Mom.
You were doing such a good job, Joe Joseph. She does not normally call me Joe Joseph.
We just call you Tony.
Yes.
So.
Anyway, back to
But
the
by any
Back to the
other
game.
by any other name, he is just as sweet.
Yep.
Ooh, Brian held that really well.
He did.
So,
Close one.
barring an epic error, I think Link is going to blank this. Unless he wants to send the hammer back. He could prove me wrong. I wouldn't do that. I also like padding my statistics with easy shots, and this certainly will do that.
Sometimes you just want to get rid of the hammer, though.
Do you get stats for throwing it away?
No, Gabe said it's a 0,
Well,
actually. I was like, dang it, but
now,
I made 100% of my shots last end.
Now, I'm going to be writing my angry letter to USA Curling.
Make sure you handwrite some fist shaking in the air emojis.
Right, exactly. I honestly can't imagine Joe writing an angry letter, but that's just me.
Thank you, Catherine. I will take that as a compliment.
It is a compliment.
Oh.
All right, and that is definitely going to be a blank for the Hefner rink out of Plainfield and Chesapeake. So after 2 ends, we have 1-0 Shaw over Link Hefner. Again, this is the A event finals in the 2017 Cherry Blossom, live from the National Capital Curling Center, home of the Potomac Curling Club.
In Laurel, Maryland.
In beautiful, exotic Laurel, Maryland.
I'm not sure I'd go exotic. I think we're going to add my husband
We
to the
are going to
stream
add
now.
a 4th member to our wonderful booth here. This is Mr. Jeremy Vandenhouten. Let's see now. Let's do a sound check, I think would be. Jeremy, what do you think?
Hello?
Say something for us.
We all good?
Hey, we can hear you loud and
good.
clear. All right, welcome
Fantastic.
aboard. Hey, so we've got 2 ends in the bank, Jeremy. We've got 1 point. Anything you can kind of gauge from the way the game has been going so far? Anybody looking stronger than the other, looking pretty balanced? What do you think?
I think they're still feeling each other out. You throw a bunch of stuff in and just see what the end gives you.
Yep. I concur.
So, Jeremy, you missed my joke earlier about us being Cheryl, Vic, and Russ on the mics here. So
Is there a 4th person?
yeah, there is.
There is.
The guy who does the interviews.
Yes, yes.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Oh.
But it sounds
It will
like
come to
Wait,
me.
wait
Somebody on
for
the
it.
web stream might tell us.
Are they trying to? Do you think they're just trying just a little bit too
I
hard?
already made that joke.
well, I think we need to get Jeremy a wireless mic and have him rove around the ice shed.
Actually, that would be fantastic.
Would be fantastic.
But we need to do, 10 ends, timed games. Then he can do the 5th end break interview.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Should be writing this down.
For next time. We'll remember.
Well, we have 5 events next season, so we can certainly utilize all of that.
Oh, fantastic.
It's going to be a
I need
wonderfully
to do
busy
a lot
schedule.
more web streaming.
So give me a rundown of what all the 5 events that we've got going on for next season.
I will be happy to tell you. So we're going to start the season off in early October with the Big Gay American Bonspiel.
Woot woot.
The first gay Bonspiel in the United States. It's going to be an exciting event. Looking very forward to that.
Joe, how many teams are we having for that?
So it's going to be either 16 or 24. Likely you're going to start at 16, and then
Sure.
since it's going to fill up in probably about 12 minutes, we'll
Yep.
make it 24. Then we're
I
going
don't know, Joe. You might have some fashionably late signups. So might take 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
Then the second one we're going to have in our Embassy Rose series next season is going to be Cuba.
Nice.
Oh, from my neck of the woods down in Miami.
Correct.
Fantastic.
So
Lots of Cuba Libres flowing
lots of
around.
Cuba Libres. We'll fill the whole club with cigar smoke. It'll be
Oh,
fantastic.
goodness.
Maybe not so much.
I make some good black beans and rice.
Well, yeah, there we go. Then we can do that too.
Yeah.
Then, of course, we have our annual Junior Bonspiel in the first weekend of November. Then we're going to take some time off, and in the beginning of March, we're going to have the largest, loudest, drunkest, smelliest Bonspiel on the East Coast, the Francis Dykes Bonspiel.
Yep.
For those who don't know, that is a Grand National Curling Club sponsored event comprising solely of men's teams who each have 5 or less years of experience. And then we conclude with the 16th annual 2018 Cherry Blossom Bonspiel. And there's some internal things in there too.
So what's the call here? Is he drawing down to that yellow?
You can see about half of it.
Can you? Yeah, Jeremy's got
Oh,
the
yeah,
best
he's got
perspective
it-
over
he's
here.
So
got it
maybe a
Yeah.
good little backline-ish kind of tap.
While that rock is away, we're going to put a scoring update on sheet C. It appears Pittsburgh has stolen a single in end number 2. That's going to be 3-0. The Daphne Roberts rings from the Pittsburgh Curling Club over Bob Purcell and his team from Potomac.
Ah, good shot by. Oh, it's gonna. It's exposed out there. We'll see what they decide to do with that one. Going after it.
Link's going to go after it. It's going to hit the just a little to our right of center and roll. Be nice if you could get them both sitting on the forefoot, spread apart, not making them doubleable.
Easy for you to say.
Doubleable.
That is a good word. Joe.
Doubleable.
I gotta think he's gonna throw normal weight here because there's a lot of curl on this line.
Yeah, you guys just played on this sheet, so
We did.
you would certainly know better than Jimmy or I.
Yeah,
You were
there
right about the curl there.
a couple of times,
Jeremy.
Joey. Yeah.
Oh, no. That was the worst case scenario, taking his own out and losing the shooter. It's an unfortunate shot there for the Link Hefner rink. It overcurled, and boy, how did it overcurl.
So Joe, we had a few hard sweeps during our game, like both teams, and so I came up with a couple of new T-shirt ideas, like "Kiss a sweeper today" or "Be kind to sweepers."
Yes, 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 yes.
That got some laughs from the other team.
You're playing the team from Columbus,
we
is that
were,
correct?
yeah, and they're on D now.
And they just did something, it appears. We got some points in that game.
So they
3 red.
Yeah, so they scored a 3 or 4. I can't see because 3.
They
So
stole
3 points
3.
red, yeah.
Catherine, excellent segue into that scoring update on sheet D.
No problem, Joe.
The
That's
guard
why I'm
there
here.
overcurled a little bit, leaving this wide open hit here for Team Hefner.
Oh, yeah.
See if they capitalize on that.
And this is Rob Young, the second for Team Hefner. Rock is away. Jimmy, thanks for getting us back focused on this game here on sheet D.
It's like herding cats.
Oh, please. We're not that bad.
Oh, and more overcurling action.
Another wreck. No, he squeaked it
Whoa,
by.
he just papered it.
Wow, great sweeping there
Got it
by
right
Patty and Brian. Yeah, that looked dead to rights from our angle.
Yeah.
So we've got three rocks floating in front of the house, nothing scoring yet. Melvin and Courtney are going to try to change all that right now with just a draw behind that guard that's slightly off-centered.
Yeah, when we played the sheet this morning, there's a lot of curl, and you can actually, as long as your weight's anywhat close, you can drag the rock and it'll curl a ton.
Yeah.
No kidding. Well, that could, hopefully, that'll start creating a lot more rocks in play as the games go along.
Towards the end of the game, we were throwing about 85 to the tee, but in the middle of the game, it was quite fast. So I was trying to throw guards at like 410.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's another thing you couldn't do last year is throw
Right.
4 guards all.
No, the ice has been really, really great. I think, and this is not a Bonspiel thing, this is just a regular like league thing too. There's a lot of debris out there.
Is there?
And so I had a rock, one of my last rocks actually picked and stopped before the hog line.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So let's. That was a nice draw by Courtney. We're sitting top 4.
I think with the amount of curl we're seeing, though, that they can get to that pretty easily. So
I agree.
I think so.
It doesn't look completely. Looks like most of it's exposed as well. You kind of line it straight down the center line.
It's kind of scandalous.
I don't know. Jeremy has the best view here because he's on the right end of the table. So
Yeah, I think there's plenty of room for this shot, and you get the roll over to the right side of the house.
It's a little wide from our vantage
Yeah,
point.
we're hearing some nopes from out on the ice.
Still staying on the wrong side of the center line. It's actually falling away a little bit.
it is, yeah.
I think
there's
she
a bit
just
of a
flipped it
fall.
out a little bit on the release.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not favorable if you do that.
Seldom is.
I know. But sometimes it will catch and go in and like maybe tick a little bit, but no.
Unforgiving.
No, it's very unforgiving here.
Yep, it's a foot more. Less than a foot more.
So, garden it up, I would imagine.
I actually heard freeze from the on ice feed,
Ah.
but if it's a guard, it's okay.
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 It's a high risk, high reward shot. I mean, if it sticks out a little bit, they could pop them both out, I think.
Yes, early. You like this?
But if she can play a nice dead-on freeze, the Shaw rink will be sitting pretty.
I had a great freeze in our game last night. Sorry, it takes me back.
we gathered that.
It overcurled.
Oh, no.
Yeah, lots
wide
of over-curling
open.
going on. Think you could still get at that with a good hack weight, you know? Pop it out, get a nice favorable roll.
Give you a little less. A little less ice.
That is the sound of skip Link Hefner, just tucking the ice in a little bit.
Not enough ice, in my opinion, unless they're throwing some good weight. But
Patty did throw a pretty firm rock the first
She did,
rock,
yeah.
so she certainly has that
she's got the
has
weight.
that in her arsenal.
But if you want to leave the shooter around,
Yeah.
we'll see.
The line is definitely a lot better.
Still let her curl a bunch.
Looking pretty good from our vantage point.
It does.
Great shot by Patty.
Rolled out.
Fortunately for them, it's not going to stick
Yeah.
around in the house, but
That
they
was-
accomplished the goal.
That was a bit of the confusion there, using such an upweight hit there.
Yeah.
But
Whoops.
Bleep.
Just a little late on the ambient mic there. My apologies, everybody.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. That's true.
They're getting the full curling experience.
Yes, that is for sure. All right, so Melvin's going to try to put one behind those two guards on our left side of the center line. But there's a little bit of debate about where exactly to put the broom.
Yeah, I don't think they've played out this way at all.
Yeah, I can't recall it. So I think you're right about that. So let's see what Melvin can do here.
It's going to be interesting. Somehow yesterday in our morning game, we ended up giving Gabe shots like this. He's like, oh, we haven't been out here. I don't know what it's going to do. It's a bit of an experiment. They managed to work out quite well, but...
So Gabe and Brian seem to like the weight. Haven't put in a lot of brush to it. Now they go, oh, God, my apologies. Did I call him Gabe? Oh,
You
boy.
did, that's okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was the brother versus brother death match last night.
It's on.
Oh.
Hey, great shot there by Melvin.
Nice.
Sitting top 12.
Maybe a little bit of oversweeping there. I think you probably, like, optimally, you could have left that one just biting.
Right, so the hit would count as nothing. Yeah, that's a good call. We have a double scoring update on sheet A. Given that the 2 is missing and I can't
It's
see
a
it.
blank,
It's
actually,
a blank
Joe.
end.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Yeah. And then it's going to be a force of 1 for the Arnold rink. So after 3 ends, the score is 2-1. Cato from Triangle over Arnold from St. Paul. Team also has the skip with the best hair on the sheet right now. I'd say in the tournament, actually.
Where? Who?
The gentleman
Oh,
on sheet A.
Right.
Yeah. The very lush head of hair.
Yep.
Right. Link looking to go for the hit.
Jimmy, you're keeping us grounded. I really appreciate it. You know, we got to fill the dead air though with something.
Yes.
Right, we have to be talking about something.
Right. So Link's going to try to take that out. The
Although
rock,
if-
the rock that Melvin just threw. Rock is away. He looks a little down from our vantage point, but the line looks pretty good.
And they're sweeping the crap out of it, so I think the weight is down.
Right.
Oh, getting that over.
just got it
curl.
by.
Oh, wow.
Oh, a crafty shot there by Link
Oh,
Hefner.
very
Nice rock.
crafty.
Real nice.
Jeremy, how much is that? How much can you see from where you're at?
You might have a quarter of it.
Ooh, nice shot by Link Hefner. Forcing Melvin to come around that the other way. You can certainly feel a lot more confident drawing on this part of the sheet than what he did on his first rock. And here we go for Melvin Shaw's second rock in end number 3. Again, just looking to play a come around. Brian and not Gabe are on watching it down.
Not Gabe, nice.
Looks pretty good.
It sure does look pretty good.
Get there, guys.
Go, go, go. Dig. Ah,
Yeah, very
That's
nice.
a pretty nice rock.
Great
I think
job.
Melvin really threw that to his sweepers, and they read the weight perfectly.
I think Link can still get to it with a good backline plus a little.
Sure, I mean, you can just throw a draw, too, and just tap it just a smidge. I mean, it is just barely behind the tee line.
Yeah, I think.
And if it gets to the inside of it, too, he'd be fine. I don't know, you think
Well-placed shot will give Link 2 here.
it will. It's risky.
Gets that weight.
He's got the weight's got to be perfect because he certainly
Maybe-
doesn't want it, you know, throwing a little too much on it and sailing too far.
True. He might just choose to draw for 1.
I would turn up the ambient mics here, but I'd be afraid of more swearing. Well, let's do it anyway.
Yeah, no reason to be afraid, Joe. It's fun.
I think he's going to draw down 2. I believe that's what I heard at the end.
Okay. And this is hammered, correct? Yeah.
Correct.
All right. So I see we had a listener ask if Joe is wearing his signature top hat, cravat, and sweater today. And foolishly enough, he didn't lie, even though you easily could, since we are on the radio. So he's wearing that and stroking a large furry cat at the moment as well. So.
very white, fluffy cat.
I'm an honest fool.
Well, crashed
An
on the guard,
unfortunate
made it
crash.
into the house, but still won't count for 1.
That was a little bit closer than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
But yeah,
in the
like you
end.
said, Jimmy, it's going to be a steal of 1 for the Shaw rink. So
Sure enough.
Oh, boy. Is it too early for puns? I don't know.
Never.
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 Alrighty, so we're going to start end number 4. Shaw's up 2-0 over Link Hefner and his rink from Chesapeake and Plainfield.
What's up? On the spot reporter? Well, I know. We were talking about that. She's like, oh my gosh, it's like Cheryl making Russ, you know, sitting behind the thing. And I'm like, oh, Jeremy just jumped in. Who's that guy who does the interviews? Like, we need a 5th end break so we can interview the skips.
Jimmy, still certainly anybody's game here. I feel like Link is just, you know, one unfortunate shot from having this game completely different, completely different outcome right now.
Indeed, yes.
But he's got plenty of curling to work with. Only 2 down, just in the 4th end.
I'm impressed with Melvin and Brian's sweeping technique.
Yeah, Melvin getting out there to
Yep.
sweep quite a bit, you
Yeah.
know, and maybe just needed to warm up. Remind his team that, yes, skips can actually effectively sweep.
They can. I can hold a rock.
This is Brian Walker, the lead for the Chesapeake team
Oh.
/ Plainfield.
Is
Throwing
that
his
one
first
on sheet C? Or not?
Can't tell quite just
Hang
yet.
on, yeah.
So yeah, that's the
I might have a scoring update on C for you in a minute.
that's the Pittsburgh versus Potomac game. That's a B event final.
And that was a steal of 1 for yellow. So they are now 4-0 red on 4-0 yellow on T. Yep.
Thank you for the update, Ms. Koslick.
Sure.
All right, Melvin calling for another guard, I believe, here. Ah, Gilad uncharacteristically not sailing wide on his outer.
Although twisting a little bit. He was rotating a little bit there. Jimmy.
I kid. No. I've viced for Gilad multiple times in Men's League, and I love playing with him. It's a good time.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I think.
Catherine, looks like they hung a score on sheet D. Can you brief us on what's going on over there?
Just a second. All right. It was blank in the first, 3 in the second for red, and people are in the way, so I cannot see the score on D for whatever just happened in the third end.
Oh, I can see it from my vantage point. It looks like a single for the Dobbs rink after 3 ends.
Okay.
So that's going to be the score, Columbus 3, Potomac 1.
Yep.
That is a D event final.
That's a tough team that Dobbs is playing. They were great to play against, but a really nice team too. So it was fantastic to play them.
They are a talented team. They've been here a couple of times.
Yeah.
I believe 3. That's how they got their name of
Broom Shooter 3.
Broom Shooters 3.
Exactly.
This is their 3rd appearance here.
There we go.
So this team does a broom shooter before every game.
Fully
And
support that.
Right, exactly.
Got some good team unity.
Yep. They did the whole march out. They took their shot at Drambuie, and they came in, did shots of Fireball, and went back out.
Fantastic.
Your standard Sunday noon shot of Fireball.
Yep. I didn't have one.
No judgment.
No judgment at all. No, not at all. Not at all. This is Brian Darenheim, the second for Peel and Replace.
Does anybody have a stopwatch handy? Because I'd like to take some hog times, actually.
I can give you my phone, and we can nerd out on that.
You're talking to someone who takes hog times when I'm watching curling at home, so yeah.
So, Catherine, I would be happy to, if you really want to time this, I will give you the little
time
stopwatch
it.
here. You may fire when ready.
All right, let's see.
And we will relay that information for everyone with bated breath.
I'll see how
on the
good
chat.
I'll see how good I do.
Link's
from-
calling a draw behind on the left side, so he wants to get shot out of this, and that's not a very big target to aim for, to be behind the guard and somehow still shot. Kind of drawing right down to that back one, maybe.
Is he actually playing a
I
hit and
think
roll
he's
here,
playing a
Jimmy?
hit.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I like that call a lot better.
I do too. That makes a lot more sense.
So he threw just over a 9 on that hit.
He was gesturing where he wanted the roll to go.
Aha.
I get
There
it
we
now.
go. You get curling strategy.
Yes. That second quarter of beer is
I
now
have no
kicking
idea.
in.
I was going to say, they're playing a lightning fast game, by the way. We could be done the fourth end within an hour. So
That's good.
kudos to them.
Well, they know how to play quick.
They do.
I like playing fast games.
They do.
I like either role here.
Yeah.
And Jeremy, thanks for bringing us back to the topic at hand.
Meh.
We were talking about the game.
I
Yeah.
know.
Just
I know.
the expediency of the game.
Oh.
Ooh, this is going to be pushed a smidge wide.
Oh,
It is. It's going to be an
jeez.
air ball for Brian Darenheim. So Link's got a little something now to work with. This is has not been the. I'm drawing a blank on my sentences. So let's just forget
The
it all
game
together.
for the shot
Much
right
like
now.
they did in the second end. They drew
Yes.
a
Blank.
blank.
Blank, blank, blank.
Well, if now we're going to be playing match game,
No.
I will be Charles Nelson Riley for the rest of the
Oh.
event.
I think you might be the only one broadcasting or listening that knows who that is.
Because I don't know.
My mother knows who Charles
Sorry.
Nelson Riley is.
Oh, okay.
She'll give you a shout out
That
for
makes
that on the
sense,
chat.
yeah. Joseph, you're so topically relevant by knowing 1970s game show hosts.
It looks like they're going to be throwing a tap here. Certainly,
It's a
Rock
little
needs to
heavy.
come over from our vantage point. Yeah, I think it's also heavy. So could get a plan B draw, but
No, not with that weight. Oh, wow.
All right.
like it is a tap by definition, isn't it?
I mean, they're sitting 2 now,
Well, they
Yeah.
so
moved
that's
the top
something.
row.
Something. This is actually probably the best house that Link has had all game.
Oh,
It's not a knock on it. It's the way it is.
it's true.
You know, they've been keeping some pretty clean houses and not a lot of errors from the Shaw rink so far.
So what is it called? It calls the hit roll here? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you doing percentages?
What's the degree of difficulty?
Yeah. Why is it? Oh, I see. Oh,
over.
no,
Did that over curl as well? Yeah, it
Oh,
did. That
geez.
did.
Wow.
Tough break.
2 tough breaks in a row. So Link looking to capitalize from the second rare miss from Shaw's
So
rink
what
so
do you
far.
do now, Joe? Here, what's the strategy?
Ooh, boy, I kind of like maybe throwing another. I mean, you got that corner guard to work with. You got some backing to work with. I think that's what he's
Yeah.
eyeing up.
Maybe do a
Spreads them out a
freeze.
little bit. Play the freeze, and if you're heavy, you get a little bit of a tap.
Yeah.
Like that.
The downside is you're going to be behind the tee line, so they'll have something to come and draw on top of.
So it looks like
Um,
he was calling for a T-line tap on that one, the center line
Okay.
rock.
Oh,
Okay.
alright.
And then roll the shooter to our right behind that corner guard. That's a pretty good call.
And you open the center up for yourself.
The shooter shouldn't roll too much, though. He's just looking at the.
No,
the
yeah, you're right.
promote.
You're
Yeah.
right. But I think, no, Jeremy, you make a very good point, though. You are opening the center up as well.
Yeah.
Talking curling. Sounds good.
Talking
curling
on
a Sunday afternoon.
It's fantastic.
Mhm.
My plan to take hog times is failing because people are always in my way.
Oh, curlers.
Well, go yell at him.
No. No, I'll just move.
Smoobers haven't laid a single brush to it yet.
No.
Seems, yeah, a bit heavy, but they might get a nice
And
little.
that's okay.
Interesting.
There it is. And
Yeah,
there it
just
is.
got enough action
Just
on
got
it.
enough. They're
Yep.
sitting 1 and 2 out in the open.
Yeah. It was interesting, though, because it'd be very difficult for Link to be sitting 3 out of that called
Yeah.
shot, which is kind of weird.
I do think it goes back to the point that Jeremy made.
Just
You're
clear-
open now.
Clear the
Yep.
center,
Right.
yeah.
So
Yep.
that's the best case scenario, I think,
yeah.
in this end.
Fortunately, Melvin thinks he's got a double, so if they capitalize on this, then Link's not in such
they
a great
probably do it.
position. Then that would be bad for them.
Yes.
Yes, that's why we're paid the big bucks, curling fans, to give you that level of insight into this game.
Uh-oh.
I just had a sip of terribly cold coffee there. That was not good. Well, that's another way to dodge.
Nailed it.
All right.
That was the call, I believe.
Yeah,
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 it
pretty
was.
close. Good try by Courtney.
Oh, the shooter
The
left. So Link
shooter
does have a
left.
hit
He
for
does
3
have a
now.
hit for 3.
All right. That
Yeah.
actually worked out better than I would have thought it was going to for Link.
I think she was a little wide on her shot. So
Oh,
it didn't
all
hit
right.
quite thick enough, and it kind of
Link is in some fantastic
Skinnied.
shape. Sitting
Oh.
rocks.
Thought you were referring to him as an individual.
No,
which
no,
I
no, 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 no.
Thoroughly agree as
I think
well.
it's
As,
you
a,
know.
as, a, as a skip, as a curling team,
as a curlering
they're in
team.
great shape. He's got 2 rocks, very well spread out, and wide open center of the house. Patty can
Oh,
take
this
this.
is looking pretty nice.
Can take this red rock off.
Sweepers
really
on that a
pretty.
little too early,
they
maybe?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
wow, they
they
might have overswept it.
overswept it, and it's gonna ooh. a
Don't you
costly
dare
miss.
blame the
Through.
sweepers for that. It was the skip that was telling them what to do. Needed a little more action on that curl there to get that.
Again, having played the sheet earlier, I think it's sweeper's ice. You can wait.
Oh, yeah, you definitely need to wait.
So yeah.
Because it breaks pretty late, and
So you gotta trust it.
You gotta wait for it to dig
Yeah,
in.
you can't panic too early. And
No.
Sure.
Some of us have trust issues, Joe, so that's a challenge here for this game.
sorry to bring that up. My apologies.
Well, usually it's Jeremy and I sweeping. We trust each other.
There you go.
But we trust in each other that we're both really good sweepers.
Exactly,
so.
and not the skip. So just forget what he's telling you to do.
No,
You
we-
know
we
the right
listen to him,
call.
too.
This is a lot of ice for what I think the initial call was. They sort of.
They're hitting this.
Oh,
No,
they
they're
are?
going to hit.
Yeah, they're
they're
gonna hit
trying
this
to
and
hit
try to roll
it
over to the center.
Okay, that makes more sense then.
Jinx, Joe.
It's worth getting hit in the arm. I do have a microphone in front of me. I do need to say something.
I know.
So he did make the hit. A little bit of a roll.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes,
Pretty nice
yes.
shot.
Yes.
Oh, it is. Just
Just
enough to
enough
sit
of
one.
a roll. Yeah.
Great shot, Melvin.
Yep. Oh, is he okay?
That's a fantastic shot. Now you're sitting 1-2, and you kept the house spread apart.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough.
Is he actually trying for a cross house double
Double?
here?
I don't think so. I think if he could at least get it more to the center of the house, he can
Oh,
try
wait,
to
okay.
set up a jam or some sort of junky shot. But
Yep, this is his first rock, so that's
Yeah.
good, yeah.
Yes.
A good hit roll towards center, that could help him out. Maybe leave a double open for his second shot. We'll see.
while Link is in the hack, I just want to thank everybody who's checking out the game so far. We started with 16. We still have 16. So
Awesome.
Thank
Well,
you, everyone.
We haven't lost
we haven't
anybody
we haven't
yet.
anyone.
scared anybody off. Yeah, that's right. This is Link Hefner out of the Plainfield Curling Club, throwing his rock in end number 4.
Joe, did we update the score on A with the fourth?
We did not, because I think it just happened.
Yeah.
And he's
just
gonna.
hung-
Whoa!
Oof.
Oh, he got it, though.
He got
but
it.
Link's got the hit for 2 now. Well,
So back to what you were saying,
Yeah,
Catherine.
or no,
sorry.
that was Link. I'm,
Yeah, that was
Yes.
Link. So
We
this
do have a
is-
scoring
I'm
update.
wasted, I'm sorry.
We have a steal of 1
Your
by
two-quarter
the
beers.
Arnold rink out of the St. Paul Curling Club.
Yep.
So we're gonna let's knot it up at 2 halfway through the game. This is a C event final over on sheet A. Cato from Triangle versus Arnold from St. Paul.
So now what's Melvin going to do? Guard up the shot rock, maybe?
I mean, it looks like at this stage of the game you're going to be playing for a
think you're-
force, so I would draw one
Draw
to
to
the
the
far
wing.
left
Yeah.
to the
Yeah,
wings and
yeah.
Okay.
make Link pick his poison and which one he wants to hit for 1.
Sounds good.
Oof.
Brian and Galad haven't touched it at
little heavy,
all. It looks heavy from
yeah.
our vantage point.
I think it's.
And Patty's going to try to sweep that out of the house.
No.
And she will be successful.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
out. So
that's out.
Link just has to make that go away and sit around for 2. And they'll be right back in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting music in the background.
Like on your headsets?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
neat.
I heard music too.
Huh. It's a nice little.
I don't know. You just
Odd
hear
feature.
music. You're just having a good afternoon.
Picking
and
up some 94.7 Fresh FM on the beats here. So that's good.
Smooth radio.
next, Dan Fogelberg.
Who is that, Joe?
My God, I know who he is, but still I'm surprised by the reference.
I did make a Charles Nelson Riley reference. Let's not forget 15 minutes ago. So
I know.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm older than what my years are in my driver's license.
Auto dial your VHF Rio stats to listen to Dan Fogelberg.
Oh, goodness.
So what do we got here? Like a backline
Yeah, we
tap?
just got a light tap.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't need to move it that much.
So we think what he's learned is you got to wait on the sweepers. You got to let this thing move if it's going to get over to that side.
I'm trying to turn the mics up a little bit and see if we can pick anything up here.
A lot of swears from C. That's about all you're going to pick up. But that's okay. Those are entertaining too.
Bleep, bleep.
Oh.
Did they do
It's
it
just
again?
slow to
Again,
move.
They jumped
Yeah,
early, but I
they
think it's
did,
curling.
but
I
it's
think they got it.
okay. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Whoa, that really took off.
Yep.
Thank goodness that they was able to
They
stick around for
almost
two.
touched the guard.
Wow, that was a dicey shot there, but a successful shot nonetheless. That's a 2 for the Hefner rink out of Plainfield and Chesapeake. So we are knotted up at the halfway mark, 2-2.
We are tied.
Ooh, look at that fancy score graphic that I just learned how to display
What
on
is
your
that?
screen. That's the score graphic.
God, fantastic.
There you go. All right, it's going to go away now. Prepare yourselves mentally for that. So.
Whoosh.
And it did.
With the, yes, exactly. Thank you for the sound effects. All right, it was another steal of 1 on sheet C.
3 or 6.
And so it is 5-0.
Oh, boy. Bob Purcell's got a lot of work cut out for him for the second half.
Yeah, they've been playing some tough ends. He's had some real hard shots, and he's made some really, really great shots, but they've managed to, like, just get a rock right in there where they can't get it out.
Aha.
I gotta wonder if this one picked here, because look at how much it curled over
Oh,
there.
It
yeah.
absolutely had to pick. Yeah, good call,
Probably.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Melvin calling for a draw behind, it looks like.
Yeah, I guess that pick did give him a bonus corner guard out of it, didn't it? This is Glenn Kempenich with his first rock in number 5. We are knotted up at 2 in the A event final, the 2017 Cherry Blossom Bonspiel.
The best damn cherry blossom bonspiel this side of the Mississippi.
Have you ever been to the other one on the other side of the Mississippi?
It's crap.
Yeah, I was about to say
need
it's
to
terrible.
we need to reclaim that title for just on either side of the Mississippi, honestly. I don't know how we got stuck with this side of it, because we deserve the title for both.
It's all politics, man. It's all politics. Now you got an angry letter to write. All right, we're set.
Oh, I missed it. I had my headset off. What are we outraged about now?
We're just talking jokes.
Yeah,
Oh.
you know.
Okay.
Good stuff.
All right.
I get jokes.
I get jokes.
Minnie, we will get you an update on sheet D. Let's see.
They haven't hung the score.
They haven't hung the
so-
score yet. In fact, they actually haven't
Actually,
finished
they
the end
haven't
yet.
finished the end, yeah.
But as we stand
There's-
right now, it is Columbus 3 and Potomac 1. We are 3 5/16 ends through it. 15/16 ends through it.
This is Hammer. Columbus is sitting 1. Potential for 3.
You're
They're
challenging
sitting
my
1 and
on-the-spot math
3.
skills, Joe, but that's okay.
Figs.
This is a nose hit.
Is this
for
could he get a double
3?
for 4 over there on D?
Potentially. Ooh,
Almost.
and
I think he might have done.
I
Well, we'll
think
find out
he
shortly.
got a double for 4.
I
If
think
that
he
was
might
Hammer.
have gotten 4, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to count on 4.
That was for which team?
For
Columbus.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we told them they had to win because they beat us. So.
Yeah, let's go. Good for them. Good work.
Early candidate for Moosehead Lager shot of the day, I'd say. Haven't seen.
Shot of the day.
Shot of the day. Yeah.
Jimmy, have you figured out how to do a fancy like replay, and then swap it in real fast?
We're not that high tech here.
I have zero interest in that. I'm clicking enough already as it is, just changing cameras. So this is what you get, folks.
We need more computers.
We
I
still
think,
have
for that.
16 people. Nobody seems to mind. So again, thank you everybody for checking us out.
Wow, a 16. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends, family.
I think I see Courtney down at the far end of the ice with an iPad. I think she might be one of the people watching the live stream.
As she stands at the hog line, right? You can't have electronic devices out there. It's against the rules.
Is it?
Well, I don't know about phones. I did actually at USWCA Playdowns. Our team checked in for our flights to go home because we're on Southwest. 24 hours in advance, people.
Yeah.
So we almost took a timeout
I
to
think
check in for
technically
our flights.
transmitting devices.
Yeah, transmitting devices, exactly.
So now that I've wisely refreshed the page that we're looking at, I want to thank everybody who was chatting to let us know that we were way off with 16. That's what it was at the beginning of the game.
Oh.
It has jumped up to 37.
Oh, fantastic.
Nice.
Thank you very much, everybody, for keeping us in line on how many people are watching this game. It's nice to see. Again, thank you for tuning in.
Thanks
These
for keeping
gems of
Joe
puns are not
honest.
falling on deaf ears. I enjoy that.
There's
so
more
thank you.
ears that they're falling on.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think probably get the double is more likely. Nose hit will do it. And they'll be sitting 3.
I think it's just a little off nose to the center line side.
Yeah, I think so too. Just to the right.
9.5, 10. All of you guys. Where?
This could be a crucial shot. Melvin could be shaping up a very nice end for them here with Hammer potentially sitting 3 after this one.
Brian is an excellent hitter. So this
And
seems
a
like
swell
right up
guy.
his alley. Yeah, he is. He's just an overall good egg.
Oh, it's taken off.
It's narrow. Oh, wait. Oh, look at the. Oh.
And clearly he was jinxed by some schmo with the 8-foot table.
I would say that the overcurling is pretty standard practice here for this game.
Thank
so
you for saving me. I
So we'll
appreciate
blame
that.
the ice.
Okay,
not
good.
said-
Not the curling gods or me.
Not
Or
said
Joe.
complimentary announcers.
All right. I owe you one.
Oh, it looks like we got that. Yeah, apparently they all think that red is sticking around in the back. One of those useless rocks that's not, I shouldn't say useless.
It has feelings, Jimmy.
It's a new rock.
Yeah.
Gentle. Come on.
These Welsh rocks are very sensitive.
They
Oh.
are.
Is it Welsh?
It is. Yes,
Oh.
these are Treefer rocks. These are the Elsa Craig granite rocks are really hard to get now because you can't actually
Ah.
blow any more granite off of the.
I think I heard that.
Yeah, you now have to just get what's on the ground.
Which
So-
doesn't really work well.
So now that I know that it's Welsh, I feel like when I name my rock, I need to use as few vowels as
Yes,
possible.
just a bunch of D's, F's, and Y's or something.
and
Right?
some G's.
Yeah.
With
yeah.
an occasional like apostrophe in there.
Yeah, there's basically a repertoire of like 6 letters that I get to choose from in
Oh,
naming my
goodness.
rock. And it needs to be at least 26 characters,
Yeah.
if not more.
You'd have to pronounce it. If you wanted to pronounce it correctly, I'd have to sever your tongue. On an unrelated note, here goes another hit for Brian.
Unrelated? Or
Unrelated to
related?
severing tongues.
Unrelated to severing tongues, yes.
Yeah. Cleared the guard.
One's gonna
Okay,
go.
That
Okay.
that was the call.
Yep.
So, yeah, there you go. Huh.
So the Hefnerink is going to put that guard right back. They're sitting.
Because let's take a look at that, Joe. All right, we'll pull it up on our screen here. Nice. They are sitting 1, it
Yep.
looks like.
Yep.
I kind of like hitting that red to be sitting 3, but I guess that still leaves them some doubling options or what have you. But
Another high compliment from my mother. I am having a wonderful time listening and watching.
that's what we like to hear.
We have a scoring update on sheet A.
Oh, over curling.
Oh, let's
they
get
might
to that
get a
first.
little. They might get a little wick
little
off
wick?
the guard.
I don't
That's
know. I
over
think
curling
it's-
more. That they're not even going to get that.
was
Did it pick? Or just
I
over
think
curl?
I think Jimmy's right. I think it over curled.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
this-
Too
the
light?
guard weights are just.
Really
that was
taking
the weight
off.
they wanted, but
tricky.
yeah, the
Yeah.
guard weights are
Yeah.
hooking a lot more than the draw weights are.
It's really warm out there now. It's 44 degrees is ambient temperature.
yeah.
Ice is up to 26.
Yeesh.
Woo.
It's not the barn.
And those are
burner
in
that the other day,
Celsius,
though.
ladies and gentlemen. So it is
know.
just baking out.
We had a discussion about the heat coming off of the wall on sheet A earlier, so you missed that, Jeremy.
So
like a
Courtney's
sauna.
now going to eye up a double here.
and Melvin's screaming.
Melvin
yes,
is
it's
screaming
me.
in panic.
No, it looks all right.
Yeah. Like, mellow out, man.
Oh, it is over curling a little bit.
We're
I
going to
don't
get
think-
one.
Yeah.
Definitely
They
Get
got
one,
one.
sit one behind cover, so not too bad there.
No.
Incredible
Shot.
sweeping by Brian there to hold the line.
Let's
No,
do
so
a.
they're sitting 2 right now, perhaps.
It's
real close.
It's real
No, no,
close.
the
it's
camera
really
angle is
close.
difficult.
Just
From
walk.
our angle here, it looks like too, but
It looks like.
It's tough to call. I don't know.
yeah.
While they're lining that shot up, I want to throw out another scoring update on sheet A. The triangle rink, skipped by Ken Cato, just picked up a 2 in end number 5. So that makes the score triangle 5, St. Paul 2. This is a C event final over on sheet A.
Oh, Melinda, are you talking about me? Why, thank you. That's awesome.
I like this weight right here. And we'll check off this. Back line. Yes, line. Yes, line. Hard.
Sweeping hard for a line here.
Yep.
Oh, looks pretty good. Oh, they.
Chest tick. Oh, right on.
Pretty darn good.
Not
Ends up to
bad.
a shot.
Yeah.
Yep. Little less separation was the call, but that's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Clearly it curls enough to get over there.
It does.
They really curl.
As Melvin just confirmed, it really curled. It's like,
They really curl. Nice shot.
So just one point to make out here. Somebody decided to tie my shoelaces together.
who
So
did that?
some very crafty person did that.
I didn't even see anybody over there. It was
Neither
like
did
an
I.
elf.
Very stealthily, whoever did that. Nice work. I'll be back in a second.
That is awesome.
I can't believe you, Joe. Oh, really
That is
nice
the
shot
shot.
by Melvin. Fantastic. To sit 2.
Yeah. All right, sports fans, we're gonna get some video here for you here.
Sports fans, we've been on the radio.
Yeah.
You took your headset off.
Yeah. Got some freezing on the far camera. That's all right. We'll get it to you here, folks.
So interestingly, on sheet C, so Purcell is looking at a difficult shot here. There is a cluster of rocks all touching the 4-foot. 4 yellows, 2 reds, and they're looking at a run back on a yellow to score 2, I think. So this is Bob's first shot.
So I was busy talking to a fellow curly enthusiast, Jason Fountain. What happened on that last shot, Catherine?
Oh, sorry. Melvin made a fantastic shot. Ran the yellow through and ticked it right over. So he's sitting 2 now.
Yeah. Yellow is very much not in good shape, given that red has hammer on this
Exactly.
one. So
This end is flopped back like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
like
it
back
has.
and forth. Who
The
has
control. Yeah.
Oh, that's over. Curling, as is tradition.
Yeah, it's
so.
diving. Yeah, right.
Seems to be the rule of thumb on the
Right,
sheet.
that's what's happening now.
At this point, I guess that draw maybe will hold them to a draw for 3.
Looks like.
Or Melvin could try to pop it out if he wants to get greedy. But yeah, oh no.
Well, let's see. No, he's got. Melvin has hammer?
Melvin has hammer. He could draw in for 3 right now. Call that good.
Oh, so that actually then that was Courtney's shot that she threw, because this is Melvin's first draw.
Oh, it
looks
is?
like, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Sorry
all right.
about that,
Oh, wow.
viewers.
Yeah, Melvin's got all kinds of options
He
here.
does. Well,
It
good
looks-
on you, Courtney.
From the
for-
overhead, it looks like 2 red.
It does, yeah.
The interesting thing here is if I'm, depending on what happens on this rock, if I'm looking at it from yellow's perspective, I play the slash and you'll get both the reds to go.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's an option.
that is very possible.
So I think
Oh, and that red over on the side might yet actually be relevant, because the top red could jam on that one.
So I think that's what Melvin and Courtney are looking at here.
Trying to protect that, yeah. I just saw the wildest delivery I've seen in a long time over on sheet D.
On sheet D, you said?
Stabilizing broom was almost vertical. He was holding it up in the air like a trophy.
Good for him.
Yes. I mean, he's up 7-1, so yes, celebrate. But not too much. I've given up leads that big.
Yes.
Leads what big? 4?
Oh, we were referencing sheet D there, up 7-1.
Oh, okay.
This rock is going the completely wrong way.
What were they trying to do here?
It
Just
picked.
draw?
Oh, another
must
pick, eh?
have.
That is most unfortunate.
Oh, yeah.
I guess you kind of have to go for this run back. It's yellow's last rock, but those 2 are the 2. That's 1 and 2. So
Yeah.
get at him.
You can see, I guess, part of it from
Well,
from our
Jimmy, you should
vantage
just
point.
go tell them that. Get at them.
Bro.
Up and at them.
Oh, my goodness.
Up and atop.
Up and at them. Better. That's our 3rd reference.
They were setting up for a draw. I don't know. I might throw really high weight and just thin the yellow, and you'll clear both the reds.
Yeah.
Throw a bullet.
How much
blast
of that
'em.
yellow do you think they can see, Jeremy?
Quarter?
Maybe about half.
Oh,
Half's
all
not
right.
bad. Half's reasonable. It's kind of your only shot, because wherever else you place this yellow,
If you don't make it perfectly,
exactly, the only other shot would be like buried right behind your yellow that's biting 8. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have to
Oh.
bring you an update on C
What
in a
is
minute.
this call?
Purcella's making a really hard shot.
Can he see the reds on the other side?
Catherine, how many are sitting in the house for
There are a
Purcell?
lot. So
Count 'em up.
Yellow is 1. There's 2 reds, and then there are 5 other yellows.
Wow. That's a bit of a, because from my vantage point, I could see no reds.
But sitting 4th through 9th shot doesn't really help you out that
Oh my
much.
gosh! And he just made a fantastic shot for 2. Red takes 2, I think, on C. And Bob is like, finally! He just gave us that signal.
Good. Yellow taking some time to deliberate this, which I think is a good decision because they originally had the broom way out there over on the left.
Some sort of hit on the left side.
Yeah,
I
like
see, you can't see. You can see even less of the red one out there than you can of the yellow.
Maybe he thought he could have gotten to a red with like a bumper away, but
I
yeah,
think you
it's
just jam red.
I mean, you're basically conceding 2 points.
Want to see if there's anything we can pick up on the mics here?
All right. Well,
I couldn't get a thing.
we need to hurry this up so that we can take our 5th end bathroom break here. That would be ideal.
Just let her know that is a rock being thrown on sheet C. That is not a zeppelin that has made its way across the ice.
So
A Zeppelin, what?
I think the actual call here.
That rumbly noise.
The Hindenburg.
The call that they're trying to make, I think, is actually the tap of the yellow. I don't think it's the straight draw.
Okay. The tap is even weirder because
you're conceding points at that point, but they were lining it up. I couldn't understand why.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Who has hammer
Let's
here?
see what the call is. Melvin does.
Melvin
this
does, yeah.
is Link's last rock.
Okay.
So it's a pretty darn important one.
And he's calling a tap or he's calling the draw?
We don't know.
Okay.
We'll see. Because the tap seems dumb because you basically, the only way you're going to advance it closer is by tapping the left side of it.
Yeah.
And you're going to tap it up and it's exposed. So that
Right.
doesn't really do you any good.
Sorry, I was having a conversation about the results on sheet C. So Purcell took 2, and now it is 4-2. 5-2, I think, actually. Michael Fry.
It is 5-2.
Yeah, Michael Fry is standing in front of the score.
That is curling like nobody's business.
Yep.
Wow.
Like it's going
that was
down
a big
hill.
mistake. Oh.
You're going to be able to salvage anything out
Oh
of
my
this?
goodness, yeah, look at this.
We're going to salvage second shot for
Just
now.
1 second.
So
Wide open.
wide open hit for 3. Got to hit the inside of it, though.
And you can't jam on the back red.
Right.
No.
Yeah, it's a dangerous angle.
I think this wound up being, I mean, all things considered, it was looking pretty disastrous, but they salvaged something out of it. I mean, they're making him think. Not
That's
a bad
always
sign.
a good thing.
Yeah.
Gotta make 'em think.
Let's see here. Got a update on sheet D. The Dobbs Ring scores a single in end number 5. They're now down 7-2 after 5 ends. This is a D event final.
Joe, it looks like A hung their 5th as well.
Yes, we did touch on that.
Did update. Oh,
We
sorry,
did,
I had
yes.
the headset off.
No, that's
Alright,
okay.
Great. Just keeping it honest.
I appreciate that.
For the viewers, how many do we have now?
39.
Fantastic.
Thank you everyone again for tuning in.
Oh, let's get to 40.
Yes. We need one more friend.
I'll call my mom. Even though I'm not playing, I'm announcing.
Line must be pretty straight here. They're virtually on the nose of the rock.
Well, remember, Jeremy, like we were brooming that too for Gabe's hits and a lot of Steph's hits, like right on the rock. I think it's gonna overcurl.
Well, it's gonna
Just got
it's
it.
gonna
It's
get
enough for
something. It's
2.
enough for 2.
Yep, that's a good shot.
Okay, so we
The
are now
sweeper
through
saved that.
5 ends. This is the A event final. This is for the Cherry Blossom Bonspiel Championship. Score is 4-2. Team Peel and Replace, skipped by Melvin Shaw out of the Potomac Curling Club over Team, well, it's Walker from Chesapeake, but the skip is Link Hefner from Plainfield. That's how they registered it.
Nice,
So
I get it.
we'll go back and forth with them.
Do we have to thank any sponsors?
We do not.
Good. All right.
or maybe bad if
Yeah.
We do not.
I don't
Nope.
know, but we could. If any of you out there are listening and want to have a sponsorship, we will mention you.
So this is, there are no corporate overlords.
No Tim Hortons?
No Tim Hortons.
Oh, dang it. We don't have coffee cups on our ice where the rocks can sit in
I know,
them and
right?
people
And
trip
then
over
Triple
them.
throw with them? Yeah.
Although I managed a pretty spectacular fall yesterday and have a fairly bruised knee, but I didn't burn the rock.
Are you feeling better today, or is it still kind of smarting?
Oh, it's smarting.
No.
Jeremy calls it my third knee.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's pretty
As in, like,
bad.
it must be that bad. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is, yeah. It's
Ooh.
kind of
That's a nice guard.
That's a
here.
textbook center guard
a goose egg.
by Goliath Kempenich. Speaking of Kempenich, my gut says it was Gabe who tied my shoelaces together.
How did he manage that?
I don't
Did
know.
He crawl under the table? I did not
He had
see
to
any
have.
of that happening.
He had to have.
Well, I sure didn't do it.
I mean, it's not often when one can get pranked and be impressed at the same time, but I am.
Well, whoever did it, I give them credit.
And this will end up right up on the other guard.
A double guard. Those guards are like double guards.
Double
Approved.
guard.
There is now a scoring update on sheet A. The
Man, they're
rink,
playing fast.
they are. The rink out of St. Paul scores a 2 in end number 6.
Nice.
It's going to make the score 5-4, triangle over St. Paul through 6 ends.
Tight game.
This is a C event final.
And on D, yellow took 1 in the 5th, so they are now proceeding with the 6th end.
Oh, a little heavy here, Gilad. Let's see. All right. Nice little draw to the 4-foot. Hey,
We're so picky. We have to be perfectionists as
I mean-
curlers. So, I mean, come on.
let's put a nice spin on it. He found draw weight.
So what
That's a plus,
percentage
so.
is that?
Low.
Low. 45.
Catherine, we got your wish. We're at 40.
Okay.
Again, thanks, everybody.
Excellent. Oh, who joined? That's fantastic.
And we're now at 39 again.
And Melinda
oh,
says
no,
there's.
someone left.
Well, Melinda says there's 2 people in her house watching.
Oh,
so
well, there
that
we go.
just
All
goes
right,
to
that
show
counts.
that, yeah, our number could be so much higher.
It could be.
And we'll tell ourselves that it is. So
Yeah, we have families watching. That's fantastic.
Indeed, Melinda, yes. Shout out to Hillary and Kyle. The kitchen has been amazing. It's a very important part to any Bonspiel, is keeping people well fed and happy.
Oh my goodness, the sushi last night. So we had the sashimi, and it was fantastic.
Oh, that
So
came
good.
actually came from one of our friends of Mindy's.
I know.
Yes.
I think she ordered it all,
Yes.
and we were talking about it.
Oh,
She
does
knows-
Melinda go by Mindy?
Yes.
Okay, now I know.
She
All right.
knows her sushi.
The salmon was my personal favorite.
Oh my goodness, the salmon was great. The scallop, there was scallop sashimi, taco, which is octopus for anyone who doesn't know Japanese.
Which I think is a good chunk of us,
think it's a good chunk of
actually.
us, yeah.
So, yeah.
It was yummy, very, very good.
Speaking of whose turn it is to go grab beers, Catherine, I think it's yours.
All
so.
right. I will, that's a hint. That means Jimmy needs another beer. I will be back. Joe, do you need something?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
So for those of you listening, yeah, that is one thing you will, if you have not been to a Cherry Blossom before, the food, always, hands down, fantastic.
Not any spare extra weight on that one to get it out the bag. But they got it done. So they have a couple nice center guards here. Melvin's probably going to look to peel.
So we have 40 people and a little Sussex Spaniel watching the game, apparently.
Yes. The most avid fans of all.
Well,
She's a very cute dog.
What about
I
your
will-
pets, Joe? I hear that they are quite avid sports fans.
They are avid sports fans, but my pug is actually at work right now.
What?
Yes, she is a therapy dog, and my wife has taken her.
Well, someone
to,
has to
Wow.
pay. Someone has to pay the
Someone
bills.
has to pay the bills.
Melvin
That's right.
cleaned house with that one.
And my kitten
Okay.
just doesn't know electronics that well yet, so he probably can't turn things on by himself.
He's learning, though.
He's learning. He's got time. That was a lovely peel there by Brian Darenheim. So we got a wide open sheet again. Again, this is the 6th end. It's 4-2. Shaw over Hefner in the A event of the finals for the 2017 Cherry Blossom Bonspiel at the National Capital Curling Center, home of the Potomac Curling Club. That's handshakes, it looks like, on sheet D. I don't see anybody doing anything for this next end. They kind of snuck right up on us. Unless they're doing some sort of odd 6th end break.
Actually, what happened is I saw somebody go down on the ice.
Oh, okay.
For Columbus.
Oh, okay. Hold on for 1 second here. Jimmy, Jeremy, it's all you.
So what was happening on D was an injury timeout.
Yeah, we had an injury timeout for the Columbus rink. Looks like the Vice is going to be out for the rest of the game.
What happened?
I don't quite know, but what I do know is that he's not going to be, unfortunately, playing the last 2 ends in a bit. So we just needed to confer how we're going to how they're going to throw the rest of those rocks. And we've made a decision, and they should get back onto the ice relatively soon. And again, we'll keep you updated on the score of that game as well as the other 2 going on, and of course the one right here on our screen.
So, drawing to the house, Melvin calling for the hit. As one would expect.
think you could hear Courtney yelling line,
Nailed
noting
it.
that the ambient mics were down to 0.
yeah. Somehow we heard that.
Joe.
I'm just reading what's on the board here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They were up a smidge, so. Okay.
Yes, Mindy, we agree. We'll keep the fans updated, but no
Yeah.
word yet on the injured.
Yeah, so
bowler,
actually I just
so.
spoke with him, and he said his knee just kind of popped and he
Oh.
collapsed. So that's all I know. He's got some
mercy.
ice on
Okay.
it.
He is
Yeah.
he is certainly up and alert, and he's sitting there. And
Not a head injury, which we're always
No,
glad
not
to
at
see.
all.
So
Yes.
sometimes that happens in curling.
But he's
and
very
that-
interested in how the game ends, so
Okay.
he doesn't want to go home.
all right. Good. Okay.
Wants to sit and watch. So.
Okay. All things considered.
So we'll send him over to the
It
bar.
sounds worse than my injury.
We'll send him over to the bar because aside from laughter, alcohol is the best medicine.
Sweeping to hold this year.
All right, so nose hit leaves yellow sitting halfway in the house.
I'm predicting a blank for this end.
If everything goes as planned, Jeremy, I'd say you are spot on.
Potentially. Well, it looks like right now Purcell is sitting 1 on sheet C. They don't have hammer, and they're just going to draw, I think, behind their guard into the 4-foot.
It's shaping to look more like that blank end that you said, Jeremy.
Wow, I'm shocked. Well, not that shocked. Doing a tap on that. Interesting. I'm not sure this was the original call, but oh no! They might be sitting 2 on C now.
You're looking at
I'm
seat
not
C there, Catherine?
Sure, yeah. So that was Purcell making a double tap to maybe sit 2, but with the camera angle, it could be yellow in the back there. So I'm not sure.
So it looks like Link is drawing to the far outside here.
I think, given the circumstances, that would be the right call.
Makes sense.
Top 8.
Oh, is
Ooh,
that
it looks a little hot.
Sure looks
hot
heavy to me,
and
too.
wide? Oh, no, never mind. Okay. I thought he was curling to the other side of the house. but either way, still a little hot, and
And too much mustard. It's going to sit in the back in no man's land.
In the tripper's corner.
That's right.
Tripper's Corner. Would be a good name for a bar. Looks
So what does
like
Melvin do?
Looks like a
I think
steal.
Melvin just...
draw down to that one?
No, I think he just wants to throw one.
I put one high on that side of the sheet.
I put one higher. I put one right on the... I mean, I would put one right on the lid to make it hard to peel away.
Maybe
Right
I'd
on the
actually say
lid.
top
Nice,
8 because if you go top 8, you tighten it up and
What is
you
the
risk
lid?
The button.
It's the button.
Oh.
That's what Vic says.
Or
He's
the
like,
or
right
the dish.
on the lid.
Nice.
top 8,
I've
top
never
4
heard dish.
to the side of the sheet the yellow is in, looking for the jam if they hit.
So Joe, score update.
Yes, what do you
Sheet
got?
C.
Yeah.
Steal of 1 by Purcell.
Oh, Bob Purcell's team is starting to claw back.
Yep. He would have had 2, but his tap up went a little bit too deep, so.
This is the aggressive call here, and it's turned out pretty nice for the Shaw rink. He's going to sit 1 on the tee line. Link's got to get rid of it and get rid of his shooter for the blank. I guess the force isn't the end of the world, but I certainly think he'd rather keep a hammer at this stage of the game.
Sheet A's already through 7.
Yeah, no kidding.
They are like speed curling.
What's the score over there, Catherine?
Looks like 6-4.
6-4.
Red over yellow.
Favor of red is Triangle.
Yep.
Cato.
Yep.
And the yellow rocks are Arnold from St. Paul.
So if you're playing for Lee, you just got to look out for the jam as you make this shot.
Yep. I mean, if the angle is there to make the jam, I think the shooter sticks around, which helps him a little bit at least.
I'm going to have an update for you real soon on D.
Oh,
wow.
An unfortunate,
worst outcome.
an unfortunate kiss.
Oh, I missed it.
Barely, just couldn't remove that stone. So that's going to be a steal of 1. Melvin set that up really nicely. That was a pretty draw.
So Melvin stole.
Melvin stole a single.
Oh, wow, okay.
So that's going to make the score 5-2 through 6 ends. Peel and Replace, skipped by Melvin Shaw out of the Potomac Curling Club, is ahead of Link Hefner's team from Chesapeake and Plainfield. This is for all the moolah. This is for the gold pins.
Why they pay us the big bucks?
Winners will be cheered and adulated, and the losers will be booed until my throat is sore. That's not in the spirit of curling. They get silver
Man,
pins.
you're harsh. We're so picky here in the booth. Curling is a precision sport. It lends itself to perfectionists.
I am in the wrong game.
I am not, sadly.
Just look at me.
Just out Jeremy.
Link, I'm looking to mix it up here right away, going right in.
You mean like he's going to pick a fight with somebody? No,
I
no.
know, that was
That's
good
good seventh end
commentary.
strategy.
It is.
Blank the end and break his jaw.
That's
not in the spirit of curling, too, is it? No, it isn't. I don't think it is. Yeah.
Oh, the old Rochester jawbreak. Yes, that's a classic maneuver.
The Rochester jawbreak. Is that a candy?
Much better than the Utica kick in the back.
Yes, agreed.
See, Jimmy, what you got to do is you got to scream, "I'm a hemophiliac," and then when he turns his back in disgust, step on his, kick him in the back, step on his neck, and run like hell.
Joe, that is violent.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience there.
That was Simpsons reference number 5. Everybody was counting
nice,
here.
okay.
Yes.
Melvin yelling, clearly displeased with Gilad Kepanich's throw. For good reason, in fact. All right, so Link probably looking to put up some guards here, needing to take some points in this end.
just need to manufacture their 2.
Yeah, easier said than done.
This is true. I didn't say 3. They're down by 3. They just take their 2.
Take 2, steal
Give
1. That's
one
probably
or
what they're
steal one.
envisioning.
Exactly.
Well, we did. I just weren't early.
So Burkett is on his first rock on sheet D. He is looking, this is Columbus, looking to take 2. He's sitting 1 right now. Dobbs is having a tough game and crashed on his first one, so it's off the rings.
Melvin just trying to hit something, and they are successful right in the nose. Just preventing Link Hefner's team from scoring anything more than 2.
11 would probably make more sense.
Yeah. At this point, how is Link going to get more than 2 out of this edge?
Shaw's going to have to miss.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that's it.
That's really all it boils down to.
So even with this, he can't nose that red. So yeah, he's looking to draw behind. So he's sitting.
Right. Now you got work to do. Yeah. It's how you look at it.
Oh, I've never seen anybody with New Balance converted curling shoes. Very nice.
We have a guy on the team, his initials are AK. His number is 47. AK-47. Yeah, no. AK, he didn't know what number. He said 0 at first. We were like, no, it's got to be 47.
Ooh, just coming up short.
Oh, is it?
Oh.
Oh,
Woo.
my.
There's a peach.
That's exciting. The hit, I believe, yeah. Hit roll is what Melvin is calling for here.
I mean, goal 1 is at least just to get this off the sheet. Again, just trying to avoid Link getting more than 2 here if you are on Melvin's rink on his team. This is going to be a hit. The shooter's going to roll away.
Not too bad. Link setting himself up if he gets another good draw behind.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or split the house. That works too. What do I know? I'm
What do
not
you
in
know?
NBA event finals.
No,
so
no,
hey.
no, no. We're just sitting here behind a folding table with some technology in front of us. Yammering away on a Sunday afternoon. Pretty convinced that the game 1A could play 10 ends if they wanted to and still be
finish.
under time. I mean, they're just blazing through this game.
Boy, that food looks good, Catherine. No, I'll get some in a bit.
Sweepers just need
No,
to make
no.
sure this is somewhere in the
it's
house.
I'll get some in a bit.
I'm hungry.
Yes, I agree, Catherine. We'll get on that food. As we mentioned, Bonspiel food often frequently delicious. As to me, I've just been sticking to Scotch and gummy bears.
Wow, that's a diet, Jimmy. Jeez. What Bonspiel diet is that?
No
My
wonder you're looking so
goodness.
jaundiced today.
No, we have some good leftovers. I was hungry. I had a granola bar for breakfast.
They're going to have to salvage quite a bit of this. Looks like it's
Oh, there'll be a roll
gonna.
here.
She got it.
Uh,
Brian Darenheim holding that rock pretty well. So mission accomplished again for the Shaw rink.
I like how you give Downheim all the credit. You're like, Glad really not doing anything for
He
you.
didn't. Maybe-
there's still a moral
Maybe he was
support
encouraging.
factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't trip him.
He didn't burn the
Yeah, he
rock.
didn't burn
I
the
guess
rock.
that's a good thing.
You know.
Way to call that a win.
Yeah.
For Gilad. Great rock. And for those of you at home on the ultra 80p low res screen here, the score is 5-2.
That you can't read.
Score is S to
Question mark?
question mark. Patty Hefner is going to try to put that rock back. The Courtney hit out.
Ooh, not even close. So,
All right, I'm getting some camera issues. Don't worry, ladies and gents. Oh, there you go. All of a sudden, that yellow rock appeared. That's the one that was just thrown.
you hit this anywhere, they go away.
Nice shot there by Courtney.
See there, Gilad swept that
Oh,
one.
He
all,
did.
all
On
the way.
sweep.
All day long.
All day.
All day, every day.
Brian, what did he do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
He watched.
He didn't fall down.
He did not fall down.
Yeah.
He didn't burn
He didn't
the
burn
rock.
the rock. So
Right.
everybody's happy on that team. And maybe one guy who made a side prop bet on that shot.
One guy. I've got 12 grand right on this game, Joe.
This end brought to you by Gamblers Anonymous.
yeah.
Do you have a problem?
1-800.
Brought to you by the Slovenian website that you didn't even know had lines for this game that you could bet on.
While Patty's rink rock goes down the sheet, we're going to do a scoring update on sheet D. It's a steal of 1 for the Michael Dobbs team.
Yep.
They are down 7-3 after 6 ends. This is a D event final. Patty's going to throw one in the top
Okay.
12. And Melvin's going to say, let's get rid of that. Or something along those lines.
Yep. We got here 1 rock lefty. 2 each. All right, we're just starting skips rocks. Good deal. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, I do a lot of clicking. That takes most of my concentration here. I can't really focus on the strat.
And those gummy bears rot your brain.
Other than hoping Melvin covers the over.
Sugar
so.
high. I like the hit with just a little flop to the center, just a little bit.
Yeah,
Then they
up
can't-
by 3, 2 ends left. Melvin can afford to be pretty aggressive here and just hit stuff out, hope for some good rolls. Yeses and hearts from Courtney.
And then a whoa.
And then a nice hit and roll behind.
Yeah, nice hit and roll.
Good call. Good team shot. Are we going to be playing an extra on sheet
Maybe some bonus curling.
Some bonus curling.
And they're still going to finish before any of the
They're
other
still gonna-
games.
yeah.
I know, right?
If there's any game to go in an extra, that's the one.
Wow.
I think they just did it on purpose. Like, let's see if we can play 9 before everyone else gets 7
So
done.
they just evened it up in
With
eight?
a beautiful double.
Yeah, with a
Nice.
beautiful
Oh,
double,
I
too.
missed it.
Yeah, A had a lot of rocks spread all over the place.
Yeah, I'm sitting on
Um,
the CD side, so I'm trying to
I
watch
see.
those games.
So Link's drawn behind. Is that what we got here?
Well, yeah, I guess behind that corner guard.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
so.
Yep.
Looking all right. Maybe a little hot, right?
Yeah, they
It's-
haven't
it's-
touched it.
It's gonna stay out in the open.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It is shot rock.
But if Melbourne has its way, not for long.
Yeah. Until the end of the end, Shot Rock doesn't bite too much here. Well, I guess, yeah, Link has hammer. We'll see. Yeah.
Sounds like they're going to tap.
Tap?
Yeah, that's what Courtney seemed to be saying. Melvin concurred.
I don't.
Like a lightweight?
No.
I mean, you've got to get it out. There's no point in tapping it closer.
Tapping it
to
back.
the pin. Yeah.
No, tapping it back.
Ooh.
It's Ogala
They got it.
sweeping. There we go.
I like where that's rock landed.
Good job.
You
Nose
can't
hit.
just-
Yeah,
just
nose hit's not going to do it. He's got to throw a draw for one.
Good job, Gilad sweeping. See, I'll give credit where it's due. It's not all insults that come out of the commentary table. There's the occasional compliment.
I'm still a crank.
Like, could have had better form.
Russ Howard.
That's right.
No, I just need some arrows on the screen, for that.
Oh,
for
yeah,
Russ.
we need to, right, exactly.
Weren't you talking
This is
about wanting
gonna
to?
go here and
No,
up
somebody else was
there
wanting to
and-
have a teleprompter. That could have been dangerous.
Oh, we just
geez.
need old school, like, Fox.
Coach's clicker?
No, I was thinking old school Fox NHL thing where we have the laser that tracks the rock as it goes down the ice.
Oh, boy. Where they would glow, they glow the hockey
Yeah.
puck go
Yeah.
around.
Do they not do that anymore?
No, that was very
That-
short-lived.
I know.
yes. So here's Link Hefner with the hammer here in number 7, trying to get a draw for 1 against 2.
An easy draw that he
No.
is left with.
No. That needs to come over as well from our vantage point.
Yep.
Though we've seen enough rocks over curl.
I don't know.
It will.
Got the port.
He's got it. Just needs to
Wait.
Needs to sit
get that
down.
8-foot, and he is going to get it, and
Yeah,
that's
he's
going to be
gonna
a
get it.
clutched 1
Wow.
Right to the
for
button.
Link Hefner.
Good for them.
So we're coming home here with the Shaws up 2
With the hammer.
with the hammer. This is for the Cherry Blossom Bonspiel Championship. Winning team gets a lovely sake set and a pin.
And again, you're going to get that exciting
Joe.
scoreboard graphic coming at you.
I did not win a sake set when I won the Cherry Blossom.
Well, I had nothing to do with that.
Motivation
That's
to win.
right.
Motivation to win again.
I
It's like-
actually have a lot of
It's
sake
like, cool.
sets, so
Here,
I
I'll-
don't need any more.
I'll provide you a random address that you can send a complaint to about that issue. So there you go.
We are
Thanks,
piling
Jimmy.
up the angry letters today, everyone.
We have, what, a few? It's like 5 or 6.
just,
Man.
I
just
think.
mail that letter to the Slovenian bookies.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Dang it. What's their
They don't have an
address?
actual address.
It's a P.O. box.
Yeah.
The money drop.
Yeah, exactly. It's under a mailbox. With a chalk mark on it.
That is a good question, Bob, about how is Chris holding up. We'll give you an update on that. On
Hang on
Chris's,
just a second. I'm
Chris's
waiting.
health and performance related to health.
Oh, no.
He appears to still be agile. Oh, we got handshakes over
So
on C.
shaking because yellow just scored 5.
Count them up.
What team was yellow?
Pittsburgh.
That's
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Wow.
congratulations to the rink of Daphne Roberts, Brian Stewart, Lynn
Oh, the
Jarabek.
Ramblin' Roberts.
That's
All
right.
They made a great shot.
And who's the fourth in that team? Paul Schultz. They're going to win the B event of the Cherry Blossom. So congratulations, guys.
Heavy draw here on sheet D.
Very heavy.
But you know, that's your pro side there. You're up 2. Don't need any, you know, extraneous catchers or rocks in the house.
So we still have a game going on sheet D to answer our chat. The score is still 7-3, Columbus over Potomac. They are in the 7th end.
I see Mindy sent a complaint address for us to direct people towards.
Oh, fantastic.
Is that an X? Is that what I'm seeing the address of right
Complaint. We'll send our complaint letters.
I wish I was taller.
Oh, you're just perfect the way you are, Jimmy.
Oh, that was actually a Seinfeld Ziggy reference.
I get it.
So Melvin's going to try to play this hit here. Galad's going to make it disappear. They're sitting
In theory.
In theory, yes. Yes.
It's not narrow. Oh, we're terrible. We're so harsh.
No. We're actually a good team. Actually, the 2 times I've won Men's League, I was vicing for Galad. Because he makes good shots, and I talk him out of really bad shots.
There you go. That is
Only
the key.
Aren't you guys playing for the finals? Like,
No.
well, Galad is this year.
He is, but like I'm skipping my own team this year.
Oh.
But yeah, that's the
So
appropriate.
tell me about that. No.
It's not going great. No, but that's what a Vice should do. Let the skip do their thing,
Yes.
and maybe like once a game, you just have to say that call is a
No.
very, very bad idea. Like, I know you. You can't make this shot. And you're gonna thank
Or-
me for telling me that.
Minimize damage.
Yeah.
Sometimes that is the shot.
Oh, good. Got a center guard out of it. All right.
Yeah.
They drag the dickens out of that one.
Their skip is a good sweeper.
Thought we almost had to get that FCC button to censor there.
But
on
he's
that
wearing
one, Joe,
North
but-
I'm on
Face.
point, man. It's not 10 o'clock p.m. yet. Got to keep it clean. No, that's the wrong one. All right, so here's Brian Darenheim, the second for Team Shaw. Just going to make that center guard go away.
I like this. You get either one of them, you help yourself out.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. No need to do anything cute here. Just
Nope.
hit and roll that shooter away and
Keep it clean.
keep it clean and run yellow out of rocks.
Yep.
Just have Melvin set the rest of his team up so he doesn't even have to shoot one.
Is that how that works? So skips don't sweep, and your team tries to play well enough that you just don't throw rocks.
Yeah, they just
Right.
skips just yell at everybody. That's all they do, really. You know,
Do nothing else.
nothing
Just
else.
stand there.
Stand
You
there.
Stand there.
Like a schmo and yell. You could essentially just put like an angry cat there, and it would be virtually the same.
I don't know. I'm a little bit more animated than a cat.
You haven't met the cats I've met.
True. Yeah.
Shot is virtually identical here.
Way to bring us back, Jeremy. Thank you. I appreciate
virtually
that.
mean literally.
In fairness, this one is on slightly.
Just want to make sure not only you get rid of it, but just roll that shooter away like they did last time.
Yeah, it's floating out.
I think they're going to be
They're gonna get their-
okay.
yeah,
They're going to
they're
get
gonna
exactly what they
they'll
need
get
to do.
it. But barely. Enough to be concerned.
Yes, Bob. Once might have been like lowballing the number of times a skip or a Vice should second guess the skip, but I was trying to be conservative. You know.
Maybe not once a game. Maybe like
I like to think of it as an
3 or
excuse
4 times.
to offer alternate advice.
Yes. No, there's many
gotta
times you
keep
can
it
offer alternate
honest.
advice, but there's that one time where you're just like, trust me, no matter how adamant you are, that's a terrible decision. There's
Right.
several times where you offer maybe a little bit of advice, but
Preach,
I
Jimmy.
feel like you get one veto per game. you're like,
One
you're like,
veto.
no,
Yeah.
no.
One
This
is advice
bad.
or it's just perspective. So, like, here's another option.
Ooh, that's a costly miss
Oh, Katie
for.
suggests Courtney and Melvin should train their cats to be a curling team. Actually,
Don't they
I'm-
have a full team?
I was going to say they might almost have 2. They just need maybe, you know.
I just thought-
maybe one more
I
cat.
thought it was understood they already were. They just need to get them more competitive.
Yeah, it's true. They're
You
like
know?
they're practicing. It's just been less than committed.
Yeah,
really. Like,
yeah.
They got to
Really.
start
They're, like,
putting
all
in
over
more
the
work.
place.
Yeah.
That milkshake's got to get his act
I
together. He's the one who's
know.
really pulling them off.
Oh, no.
Just a little bit of an overthrow. So
Yeah,
it
a
didn't
little bit of
curl.
overthrow. It didn't
Little
curl.
wide. Hey, Katie. Are you NCM watching?
We got another draw behind here. All right.
It is handshakes on sheet D, or at least somebody shook someone's hand.
Maybe they're just being
Okay, they're
cordial.
kicking the rock back. They're kicking the rocks back.
I think they're bringing them back.
There's no way that would be an eighth end, so it looks like from our
No.
vantage point, it's going to be a victory for Columbus.
I have no idea how many they scored,
Good
so
for them. So one of their curlers, Joshua, he is coming out to our Game on Spiel in October.
It's fantastic.
Drafting a
Cool.
team for that one.
All right.
So good for him.
So congratulations to the Columbus Ring for winning the D event finals over Michael Dobbs. Score, we don't quite have it. They didn't hang the 7th, but they were up 4 going into that 7th end. So Catherine's actually going to go find that out, and we'll relay that message to our viewers. In the meantime, Courtney Shaw with her second rock at end number 8 is going to try to make some of these go away.
Melvin yelling before the rock was released.
And one goes, leaves a center guard. So there's a sliver of hope here for Link and his team.
Okay.
Could do a come around. I mean, they're going to need a come around, and then
And
they're
a
going to need a
miss.
miss, and then they're going to need a come around, and then they're going to need a miss. That's pretty much what you got left.
So I did get the score update for D, and Red scored 2, so Columbus scored 2, so it ended 9-3. Looks like handshakes on A, Joe.
So Red did not throw that last rock, so I'm going to assume Red's going to come up victorious with that one. So that's the team from Triangle. Congratulations, guys, for winning the C event of the 2017 Cherry Blossom Bonspiel in a lightning quick extra end.
It looked like 5 before they started clearing the rocks away.
Oh, okay.
Oh, a score of 5?
Yeah.
Wow.
Contrary to the
Well,
whole
they
rest
didn't,
of that
'cause
game.
They were winning already.
Link's going to come up short. So
Hang the score.
Melvin's
Get it.
really going to have to mess this up.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, no.
So if he's successful in peeling this one off, that should be curtains. But let's not jump the gun yet. Melvin still has to throw his rock.
And the guard is somewhat of a factor here.
Sure
It
is.
Absolutely.
So yeah, just you pluck one off. But yeah, you got to execute. So here's Melvin with his first rock in end number 8 in the A event, the 2017 Cherry Blossom Bonspiel.
Everyone cheering for Melvin's rock. No, just kidding.
I think they're good.
Ooh, just gets it by.
Just papers. The
That's going to be a
that's
game-winning
gonna be it.
shot. So let's congratulate the team Peel and Replace from the Potomac Curling Club. Gilad Kempenich, Brian Darenheim, Courtney Shaw, and Melvin Shaw. They are your 2017 Cherry Blossom champions.
And we are your 2017 Cherry Blossom announcers. Signing off.
Signing off.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. I am Joe Hotshot Tony Rockenbach.
Jimmy Fallon, sometimes hotshot.
Catherine Kozlik.
Jeremy Vandenhoek.
All right, thanks
Oh,
very much
yes.
for
for
viewing.
joining us.
Thank you,
Well,
guys.
so let's give everyone a reminder of all our upcoming Bonspiels we have for the following year, Joe.
Sure. First week of October, we're going to have the first in the nation LGBT Bonspiel here at the Potomac Curling Club. We're going to have our Embassy Row series. This year the theme is Cuba. That's also going to be in October. We got the Junior Bonspiel in November. We've got the Francis Dykes Bonspiel the first weekend of March. That's a GNC Men's 5 and Under. And concludes with the 2018 Cherry Blossom Bonspiel, of which Peel and Replace will be the defending champions. So thanks for the reminder, Jimmy. That's the season for the 2017-2018 Potomac Curling Club season. We will be signing off. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See you next year.